I'm Dr. Richard Abbey, and I show parents of children with ADHD how to overcome their attention problems so they don't have to suffer anymore. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit more details about how neuroplasticity works. So there's two main ways, through myelination and increasing receptor sites. So you may or may not know that you have what's called myelin sheathing in your brain. That's how your brain myelinates. That's how you get good at something. So let's just say that that you're learning how to ride a bike, and at first you're going to use your frontal lobes, and you got to learn how to balance. You got to learn how to navigate. You have to learn how to use your feet, your hands, all at the same time and balance. There's a lot of thinking going on. But I'm here to tell you over time, and you know this, that everybody pretty much knows how to ride a bike, except for I met one person who didn't. They learned how eventually, as an adult, actually, but at some point it becomes automatic. How does that process work? That's what we're going to talk about today. And why would we want to know that? Because if your child can do that with a bike, there's all sorts of opportunities they could do with their brain. Like they could maybe improve their ability to focus and pay attention, use their executive functions, execute, and kind of realize their dreams and their potential. That's the cool part, right? And why would you want to know? Because you're going to be able to get back to what you want to do, stop worrying about them, and sit back and watch them blossom, which is what we want for our children. And you can get back to work and take your promotions and do all the things that you love, whatever they are. Super important stuff. So how does neuroplasticity work? Inside your brain, you have these things, beautiful things, called oligodendrocytes. And the oligodendrocytes are amazing because they're filled with fatty tissue. And this fatty tissue is super important because if you have a neuron here, say a hub of neurons, and a hub of neurons here, and axons that connect them, it's super important to have those connections well myelinated. Myelination is what separates us from apes and monkeys and other animals. It's not the brain. Our brain is super similar to primates. The real difference is in the myelination. Maybe some secrets lie in there for your child's ability to focus and pay attention and overcome these difficulties. That's actually right. So, the oligodendrocytes with all their amazing fatty tissue, if you're doing something over and over and over, like riding a bike, you lay down the myelin sheathing across the axons that are connecting these neurons. And that fatty tissue acts as insulation. So if that insulation is around those axons, you can increase neurotransmission by up to 1,000 times faster. Yeah, 1,000 times faster. Way more efficient system. So that's one way, and it's permanent, by the way. So that sticks. You get to keep it. Use it or lose it, right? We're using our brains. We're in education. We're doing all these things. So what's the second way? The second way this works, your child may have receptor sites for, well, they do, for dopamine, for example, within attention networks, and theories show and neuroscience shows that those tend to be deficient. Oh man, what are we going to do? Well, there's an option. You can go through brain training and build out more receptor sites. So let's say you have one receptor site. What do I mean by that? A neurotransmitter goes into the synaptic cleft, and here's the receptor site, and it says, ooh, I want dopamine. Okay, well, you can have one dose. You can't have any more because you don't have any more receptor sites. Well, if you keep using that network, your brain does this amazing thing. It grows another one. And if you keep doing it, it'll grow another one. And you can keep growing that. That doesn't happen with medication. It happens through utilizing this network, through stretching your brain beyond its comfort zone and making true structural changes. So those are the main two ways, through building out the myelin sheathing, building out the networks, the structures, and making things go more beautifully, quicker and faster, a natural way. Building out receptor sites for those nodes and networks that you're going to use. That's the amazing, beautiful thing about your child's brain. That's the way that these things work, and that's how your child can dig deep from within inside of themselves and improve their own brain. I think that's pretty amazing. And the neuroscientists that put programs together like this that we're able to use, we actually send these things to your home. You can do all this training in your home. There's other centers throughout the country where you can actually do this work in their centers. They can image your child's brain with over 23,000 metrics, pinpoint the problem, show that back to your child, and they get exponentially better. Truly amazing. Your child can do this. They can overcome their problems and kind of take those barriers away, the barriers that are impeding their ability to be successful, their ability to turn in assignments that they already did, their ability to focus and like actually perform well on a test that they studied super hard for, right? They're working harder than anybody else. It's about time they get the benefits from that. And they can actually have more free time to have fun with their friends and to live their best life.